Sexual harassment includes many types of unwelcome sexual behavior, actions with no consent that scare someone or brings displeasure and dislike in any form. This undesirable form of sexual conduct may take place in any environment, including workplace, educational institution, public places, and online platform.
There are three examples of sexual harassment, which is physical, verbal, and non-verbal. First of all, what is physical sexual harassment? Physical sexual harassment can be defined as any unwelcome touching of a sexual nature which can make a person feel uncomfortable. For example, touching of someone's body, giving someone a massage, hugging, kissing, and more. There are examples of physical sexual harassment in the workplace. So, how about verbal of sexual harassment? Verbal of sexual harassment refer to the unwelcome spoken or written comments of a sexual nature, such as comment about a person's appearance or body and making a jokes with a sexual undertone. It includes offensive names such as honey bun or boobsy. So, situation of verbal sexual harassment in the workplace such as...
Hi sir, if there is any problem?
No, but actually I wanted to say something to you.
Oh, what is that?
Do you prefer a married man?
Sorry sir, why are you asking like that?
I'm just asking.
Actually I have a boyfriend.
You nak kahwin dengan I can provide you a bit more money.
I provide to you real-life example of sexual harassment cases in Malaysian workforce. In Muhammad Rizwan bin Abdul Razak against Asmah Binti Haji Muhammad Noor in 2016 for Malaysian Law Journal 282, a male manager which is appellant sued his female subordinate which is respondent to defamation after she accused him of sexual harassment. A workplace committee found insufficient evidence of her claim. The manager then started a defamation case against the subordinates. She defended herself in High Court, counter-suing for sexual harassment. The court rejected the manager's claim and awarded the victim for 120,000 in damages. Among the verbal sexual misconduct that the appellant communicated to the respondent were the following: Will you prefer a married man? Would you like to marry me? I have lots of money. Not satisfied with the court's finding, the appellant appealed the case to the apex court. At the apex court, the question was whether there was a valid cause of action on the grounds of sexual harassment under the existing laws of Malaysia. At this stage, the court agreed that the vulgar and sexually explicit words the respondent complained about would be verbal sexual harassment as guided by the Code of Practice on Prevention and Eradication of Sexual Harassment. It hence was sufficient to establish a tort of harassment. The apex court dismissed the appellant's appeal and upheld the decision in favor of the respondent.
Next, we move on to the non-verbal of sexual harassment. It refers to the unwelcome sexual behavior that is not expressed through words. For example, winking, staring at someone's body in a sexualized way, and do a kissing noise.
From the three scenes that we were just now, these fall under Act 840, Anti-Sexual Harassment Act 2022, Section 2 of Anti-Sexual Harassment 2022. Sexual harassment means any unwanted conduct of a sexual nature in any form, whether verbal, Non-verbal, visual, gestural, or physical, directed at a person which is reasonably offensive or humiliating or is a threat to his well-being.
Oh my god, what is that?
It's nothing.
No, I know you lied to me. What is that, Atika?
Actually, I've been molested.
Have you reported to the employer?
Not yet.
Atika, you should report it as soon as possible.
But how?
So the first procedure is make a report based on section 81A subsection 1, 2 and 3 of the Employment Act 1955, which states that employee and employers who receive sexual harassment from either employee and employers must make a sexual harassment complaint. The second step is conduct an investigation. Upon receive the complaint, the employer will conduct an investigation as written in section 81B subsection 1. The third step is inform the results. After conducting an investigation, the employer must notify the complainant and the person suspected of harassment about the result of the investigation. If after an investigation by the employer and it is proven that there has been sexual harassment committed by the employee, the employer may take the actions contained in section 81C, subsection A, subsection 1, 2, and 3, which is dismissing the offender without notice, demoting the employee, or imposing a lower fair and appropriate punishment. And if a penalty of suspension without pay is imposed, then it should not exceed 2 weeks. Meanwhile, if the perpetrator is a person other than an employee, the employer may recommend that the person be brought before the appropriate disciplinary authority as written in section 81C, subsection B.
The fourth procedure is complaint to the Director General. If a report is submitted to the Director General, the Director General will assess the report and direct the employer to investigate the report. Then, the employer is obliged to conduct an investigation and submit an investigation report to the Director General within 30 days from the date the directive is given. Thereafter, the Director General will conduct an investigation into the report he received. This is written in section 81D, subsection 1, subsection 2, and subsection 3. The last procedure is obtain a decision from the Director General. Based on section 81E, subsection 1 and subsection 2, if the Director General finds that sexual harassment is proven to be true, the complainant may terminate his or her employment contract without notice. Then, if the reporter terminates his employment contract, the reporter will get wages as if the reporter had given notice of termination of the employment contract and get termination benefit and compensation as stipulated in the law or service contract. Other than that, the employee is considered to have committed an offence and will be liable to a fine not exceeding 50,000 ringgit if he fails to investigate the report, does not inform the complainant of the refusal and reason, does not conduct an investigation when directed by the Director General, or does not submit the investigation report to the Director General as written in section 81F, subsection A, subsection B, subsection C, and subsection D.
Oh, I never heard about that procedure. Don't worry, I will help you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ashila.
How to prevent sexual harassment in the workplace? Let's take a look. First of all, the approaches is to provide training and educations about sexual harassment for all employees. The purpose is to educate employees on how to spot and respond to any harassment that occurs to them and other people. It is because some of them did not recognize the sign and thought that was a normal thing. So, it is imperative to be proactive and address any signs of sexual harassment immediately. For instance, company can conduct regular training sessions and workshops on sexual harassment and the consequences of such behavior in the workplace. Furthermore, encourage reporting in the workplace as a second approach to stop sexual harassment in the workplace. Many victims chose not to act because they were worried about being ignored, losing their job out of shame, and so on. Therefore, each company must create a private and secure reporting systems so that employees come forward with sexual harassment reports. Companies must ensure that workers may report issues without worrying about being threatened by the harasser or being fired from the job. For instance, reassure them that their problems are heard, will be seriously considered and swiftly looked into. The anti-harassment policies is the last approaches to prevent sexual harassment in the workplace. To prevent sexual harassment-free workplace, every company must apply this policy in their organization. The objective is employees are required to work in a manner that prevent sexual harassment in the workplace. The reason is anti-harassment rules will define harassment, inform all the employees that it won't be permitted, and specify how both employer and employees should react when harassment occurs. For example, the policy must describe the process for handling complaints, and punishment will be taken against those who disobey the rules.
Say no to sexual harassment. You are not alone.